Welcome to the first lab exercise of module CN5006. I'm your module leader, Dr. Nadeem Qazi, and in this short tutorial, I'm going to explain you how will you be using Visual Studio Code for writing code for this module. So you would be using lab KD 2.15, and we already have installed Visual Studio Code along with the other necessary softwares. Assuming everything is installed, now you are ready to code in your Visual Studio Code. So first thing you should do, you click here in this icon and write down V so that it brings you the Visual Studio Code icon. Click it and wait for a minute until this is completely loaded. So now this is the starting screen of the Visual Studio Code. Here, the first thing you should do is to get familiarized with the IDE. On the side bar, you would have all of your JavaScript file that you have opened, and I will show you in a minute. And other than this, you will also have a terminal window. If you want to see a terminal window, what you can do is you can click here, view, and then click terminal. So now this is a terminal window. You would be using this window in order to run and execute your code. And you will also be checking this window if there is some error occurred in your program. So the first thing first, we will be starting with a new JavaScript file. So I click File and then New File. Now you can see it says select a language. Click it here. And for a language, you will be using JavaScript. So click JavaScript. Now you can see a file is open and the name of the file is untitled. You have to save this file with some name in some directory. So I say save as, and in my system, I have put a directory for this purpose and has name at CN500C labs. You can use any directory. And here, when I click it, so now my file would be saved in this directory. I say index.js. This is the name of my file. And then I say click save. Now, if you note here in the terminal window, you can see that you are in the directory c/user/nqazi, which is my working directory. But I have saved this index.js into some other directory. So I have to first move in that directory. For this, I will say cd space cn5006 labs, because this was the name of my directory. Here you will be giving any name of the directory that you have used. And then enter. Oh, I think I have put the wrong name here. Should be just lab. No, let me see. CD. First of all, I think it should be NQ, yes, because it is in. And then I say CN5006 labs. And now I'm in the same directory. So now make sure that your index.js is in the same directory where your terminal window is pointing. Okay. And so now I will show you how to write down a very short program in the index.js and how to compile it. So this is a very short program. I will just write console.log and a message, which means something like this: welcome to CN5006. This is, and then I will say save. Now, in order to run this file, I will be using Node. So I will say Node space, and then I will give the name of the file, which in my case is index, and I say return. So you can see that there is a message coming, welcome to CN5006. Repeat, you open a file, you save the file as a JavaScript file, then you name it as an index.js. Once this is done, then you start coding. In this particular exercise, I have just put one command here. Once you are satisfied that yes, this is the only thing I want to code, then you jump into the terminal window and then you write node followed by the name of the file that you want to compile and run. In my case, it is index. So I say node index, and if there is no error, it will execute your program. So this is how we start doing simple lab exercise using the Visual Studio Code. Now in my next video, I will show you how you can write down some big programs in the Visual Studio Code. But you can use this short tutorial to start running a Visual Studio Code and opening a file, saving a file and compiling it. Hope it helps.